There it is. There's the clap to start. I have an announcement to make. I am quitting coffee. Yes, I know. And honestly, when I say this, it feels like it's a breakup. I'm making a video about a breakup, and it's kind of is like a breakup. I'm breaking up with a lover. Coffee gave me so much love, so much energy, so much inspiration, and I have to let it go, at least for 6 months. And I'm going to explain to you in this video why I'm going to do that in a few ways I've learned how to get over the coffee withdrawal symptoms from Paul Chek, who is an incredible holistic health practitioner. I highly recommend you check out his stuff. So first things first, who am I? Who am I? For those of you new to the channel, hi, my name is Brettbaailey. I'm a men's coach. I'm currently living in Bali, and you're seeing what my bedroom looks like, at least for one more week before I move again. And I'm so excited to have you here if you're new to the channel. You get a chance to experience some of my energy and my vibe. I really believe that one of the beauties of social media is that it gives us so much access to a bunch of new people to experience new energies, new education, and new inspiration, all of which I hope to be able to share with you. I'm a very inspiring guy, meaning I got lots of fire and passion, and I hope I can transmit some of that to you. So, back to coffee. So for starters, my relationship with coffee was pretty rough, and I think it stems from the wound of not enoughness, just like all addictions. Now let me explain to you what I mean by the wound of not enoughness. So basically, all human beings have two basic fears: the fear of not being enough for someone that we love, and then two, the second fear, which is the root of that, which is that if I'm not enough, I won't be loved. Okay, and love, lacking it, is equal to death in the human nervous system. This is some of the shit that I've studied, and it's pretty intense, and that's why we go to things like intense drugs like heroin, we get alcohol addictions, we get sex addictions, porn addictions. It's all stemming from the same place. Now let me explain to you how that works with coffee. Okay, so for me, I sometimes can struggle when I'm not being productive. Like for me just to sit in my beingness, which I love, it's a great experience, but sometimes there's this voice in my head that's like, you're not doing enough, you should be working, you should be productive. And when that voice comes up, it doesn't feel good, and I want to avoid that feeling. And what helps me avoid that is coffee. Because as soon as I take a sip of coffee, woo, all of a sudden I got ideas, I got energy. But as you guys know with coffee, it goes up and then it comes back down. I want to avoid that. And I'm in this stage of my life now where I feel so called to master my physical health, my energy. And for God's sakes, this is like everything I teach. The way you move your body, the way that you use your breath, I'm a breathwork facilitator, affects your energy directly, instantaneously. And here I am chugging back a coffee every morning, sometimes 2 coffees every morning, and it really felt like I need it. And it would be very hard for me to take a day off. That's the sign of an addiction. And so my intention is 6 months off. 6 motherfucking months. Woo! Even just thinking about it, it's funny actually. I was about to lie. I was about to say that it seems like a long time, but that's the past Brett that would think it seems like a long time. Time is very relative, and I feel so inspired about this change that it's actually exciting to do 6 months. So I'm feeling excited, I'm feeling good, but I also have been, this is my first day by the way, I've been having some trouble today. Woke up at like 2:30 in the morning today, and it's about 7:30 or so, 8 o'clock now. And so I've been up, I've been tired, I've had no coffee, I've been trying to do my best. I took a little nap, I did runs, walks, jumping on the trampoline, posture work, breath work, multiple sessions. Like it's been pretty intense. And it's been difficult for me to not have the coffee on day one. But I want to share with you the things that I learned from Paul Chek, who's an incredible holistic health practitioner, the best in the world as far as I can tell. I haven't studied too many of them, but he seems to be the one that's the most in integrity and the smartest. I'll link his stuff here below. Okay, so I got my notes here for the negative effects of coffee, and the first thing about coffee is that it activates your sympathetic nervous system, it activates you, and it dries up the body. And the inverse of that, parasympathetic nervous system response and moisture in the body are agents for healing. And so coffee is the anti of healing, you could say, when used in excess. So if you want to heal your body, and in my experience, if you want to heal your heart, do some of that deeper emotional work. This is the work I do with the clients I work with. I don't want a client to come in who's jacked up on coffee, because he's going to be way too in his head, way too sympathetically activated, where I want him to be more in his body, relaxed, grounded. That's the place I want him to be. The next one, the big one, this is actually, to be totally transparent, one of the things that I care about, which is when you drink coffee, you're more likely to premature ejaculate. And I've had experiences sexually in my life where I felt very embarrassed, and I had lots of shame around ejaculating too quickly, or like not feeling like I could last long enough, or just not enjoying it because I'm so focused on not ejaculating that I'm not really just enjoying the moment of sex. And apparently, coffee is one of those factors that helps you pre-ejaculate, if you want to pre-ejaculate. And it's also partly because ejaculation is a sympathetic nervous system response. You ejaculate quicker when your nervous system is more activated. Something else that I learned was that coffee is one of the most highly sprayed crops in the world. So there's tons of toxic chemicals, which Paul Chek says can have very intense long-term health consequences. And then the last one is sleep. Sleep is so fucking important for me, and I think for everybody. I haven't studied sleep very much, but I can just see and feel the importance in sleep. And the half-life of coffee is every 4 to 6 hours, which means if you have 300 milligrams of caffeine in your cup of coffee in the morning, then 4 to 6 hours later it's 150. 4 to 6 hours later after that it's 75. So if you're drinking your coffee late in the day, you can really fuck up your sleep because your body's still a bit too activated to fall asleep, which leads to mood swings, which leads to overeating, which leads to behaviors that we typically don't want when we're underslept. So these are the primary reasons why I wanted to stop. And then when I listened to Paul Chek, it just totally affirmed my intuition, my gut sense of like, I need to stop this addiction. Whew. Okay, I'm getting tired. Okay, pause. We're almost done this video, but before we end, ask yourself, how am I feeling right now? Start to check in with your body. It's something I'm going to encourage you to do as you watch these videos because it's so important to stay connected to your body. So as I continue here, take a few breaths, check in. How are you feeling right now? So, solutions for getting off. Here's my system, all right? My fucking system that I'm going to use to get off it. Number 1, breath work. Breath work, cold showers, and coconut oil pulls in the morning, which isn't really a tactic to get off coffee, but it's just something that I'm also doing that I want to share. So, the solutions: cold shower activates the sympathetic nervous system, regulates the nervous system, and is very much like that shock that coffee gives you, like that boost in the morning. Breath work, same thing. Activates certain types of breath, I should say, activate your sympathetic nervous system. So like a fire breath, pranayama, Wim Hof type breaths, these things activate your nervous system. And it kind of gives you that energy boost. But what I also learned from Patrick McKeown, which is an incredible author and expert when it comes to breath work, he wrote about how these really slow, quiet, soft breaths in and out the nose, 5 seconds in, 5 seconds out, actually gives you more energy than say can give you more energy than a Wim Hof breath because there's more oxygen being absorbed into your blood when you do it in that particular way. Because even you might be taking in a lot of air, that doesn't mean oxygen's getting to your blood, which we tend to think it's very counterintuitive, or at least it was to me. So actually these slower breaths can get more oxygen absorption into your blood, which helps you have more energy throughout the day. One thing Paul Chek recommends, and I recommend for any habit you want to break, is have a replacement for it. So I'm keeping my hot drink in the morning. It's just going to be ginger tea, and that's going to be one of the replacements that I have. But I've also used in the past mushroom tea when I've quit coffee before, and there's other types of mushrooms and all sorts of coffee replacements out there on the market that I would recommend, but I have not tried. Something else that Paul Chek recommends that I also love, which is naps. Naps. God damn it. And that's tough for anyone who feels like they have to be productive and they can't take any little second to rest. But just 20 minutes, that's what he recommends. Anything more than that, you can have adverse effects of tiredness, jet lag type symptoms. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. That's pretty much my solution to get off coffee. Again, my intention is 6 months. We'll see how it goes. I hope it goes really well. I believe it will go really well because the energy is so authentic. Never change a habit if it's not authentic to you. If you're doing it for someone else or you're doing it because you think you should, you're probably not going to make it work long term. But if it's like an authentic desire, a fuck yes, I know why I'm doing this. This feels right. I need to be doing this. You have a much better chance of making any habit stick. So I hope this helps any of you coffee addicts out there to come off coffee or to think a bit differently about coffee, or even think a bit differently about how to change habits, change your lifestyle. We have this beautiful thing called free will that is God-given, universe-given, and we have the ability to use it with anything. So use it for coffee if you want. Great to see everybody. Thank you for supporting my channel. I hope this was valuable for you. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed giving it, and I can't wait to film the next one for you guys. Cheers.